Guys, good questions coming up.
For the mainnet launch, well,
Yes, correct.
yeah, it's only a few weeks away. It's super exciting, and looking forward to getting everybody involved. Of course, the mainnet version will not be the final version of the platform. There's still a lot of upgrades and features we want to make to it. However, we've done about 6 weeks of testing on testnet already, and the product is basically ready to go for users. So, obviously it's not a final product, and everybody will notice some problems, I think, or maybe not problems, but things they wish they had. And it will be focused on gift cards also. The first version will really be focused on gift cards, and we'll be adding in game items shortly after that. But we're ready to go. We're super excited, and yeah, and we hope everybody will join.
Yeah, the gift card part of it really sounds exciting. And Josh, thanks for being honest with the community because we are in a very initial phase of our project and we love our community. So it's always great to be very straightforward and let them know as we are progressing. Each step of the project is quite crucial. So yeah, thank you so much for answering that. Thanks for sharing the wonderful insight, Josh. And let me now ask you a few questions that our community members have shared with us previously. So the first question being, how will Taurus Protocol tackle gift card frauds that can happen whilst handling out the product code for the check to the buyer or seller? How will it work, and how will it filter out the real users from the scammers?
There's still the potential that a scammer can come onto the system, but the difference is once we get to a dispute, when the counterparty, when either the buyer or the seller tries to dispute the transaction, we have a system of decentralized judges that will actually be incentivized to vote in the right way, in the correct way, and the judges that vote in the wrong way will lose GMS tokens, and the ones that vote with the majority will earn GMS tokens. So from that perspective, the judging is the key. As far as the actual scammers, I mean, if you create an ad, then you have to stake some either BUSD or BTC. So if you create a fake ad, then you'll lose the money that you stake. Or if you come on to the system and just try to scam somebody, then you'll have to actually put up some GMS if you want to engage in a moderation. Otherwise, you'll just waste your time. So I think the system works pretty well, and I think if you test it out, you'll see.
Josh, thanks for the insight again. It's very interesting to know that. People have a question that how would the judges know who is the actual scammer or not?
Well, they don't know. I mean, they don't have 100% certainty from God, but they what they can do is they can examine all the evidence, and there's going to be a group of decentralized people who, probably have a good understanding of trading in the market. And when you have kind of 5 or 7 independent people judging and looking at all the evidence, looking at the chat, everything, they should be able to decide the majority who's the correct party.
So it's going to be a group of experts, and there is going to be a lot of algorithm and mechanism in the back end which will empower this. Correct?
Yeah, so the smart contract empowers that decentralized judging by experts who have already staked GMS and who are familiar with the platform, and probably will be familiar with the particular types of trades.
Got it. Got
So
it.
yeah.
That makes sense, Josh. Another very interesting question, just a follow-up question, that when is the GMS listing in Binance going to happen? Because community really wants to pump this coin. They're very excited.
Well, I have good news and bad news. The bad news is we don't have it on the schedule yet. It's not it's not going to be this month. The good news is that I've done a deal with Binance. I've integrated software with them before, so I know lots of members of their team, and I feel fairly confident that if we get to the right situation, the right stage, then it will be easy to do a listing. So it's not going to be this month, but I'm going to do everything in my power to make it happen.
I'm sure, Josh. And again, the community would be more than happy because you have been quite transparent about the whole process, which is really important being in the crypto space, right? So, coming to the second question, how will GameStar's platform differ in such a way to attract the P2P and the gaming market? These are two different markets. So, can you speak as to how GameStar is going to blend these two worlds together?
Yeah, so they're sort of different, but they're sort of the same. I think in both cases, people want to, trade their, digital good for crypto, and the P2P model is actually the best way to do it. So whether it's a game card, a gift card, or a game item, or a game currency, the simplest kind of conversion would be like a game currency. So, for example, a Mobile Legends Diamond, you know, the type of conversion is exactly the same as a gift card. For a game item, it's a little bit more specialized, but you can still use the same process. So the marketing is a bit different for game items. We need to be on Twitch, which we just created. We need to be, you know, focused on specific marketing channels. But I think there's definitely an opportunity there as well.
We have so many questions
Right.
coming up for you. Okay, so another question being, why do you guys choose BSC? Any possibilities for cross chain in the future?
Yeah, I think BSC is chosen because a lot of the user base, really can easily onboard through BSC. Number two, the fees are extremely cheap. In
Makes
contrast
sense.
to Ethereum. Um, so we could never choose Ethereum because it's cost $50 to $100 per transaction, for example. And even other platforms like Avalanche are getting more expensive, like $3 or $4. So we're considering, obviously, we're going to move to Polkadot as well as a foundation so that it's cross-chain operable. So that will allow, easy integration with other chains. People are liking, Solana. People are liking Terra. People are liking, a few other chains. So we'll consider that, but we're gonna, use Polkadot to be the bridge.
Got it. Got it. That's a very interesting insight that you just shared with the community. So thanks for that. So Prajwal has a question that he bought GMS at 0.01, and now it's 20x down from the price that he bought at. So he really wants to know what's happening in the back end. If you can answer that.
Yeah. So the price, I don't like to comment on the price. I will say that it's obvious to us, and it's very important to make sure that the price is supported and that the community is supported. And
Yep.
obviously, the team is incentivized with the price of the token very, very clearly. And we haven't sold anything. We get our token allocation in 6 or 7 months.
Right.
And even then, it doesn't really make sense for us to sell once we're allocated. And what happened was the platform was delayed a couple months, and at the same time, all the vesting from the pre-sale was occurring. So, the IDO participants that didn't understand the platform were unloading, and other people. But the good news is we didn't have any organic demand for the last 3 months or 4 months. And starting, when the platform is live this month, we'll have a ton of organic demand. So the entire dynamic will be flipped. There'll be less and less vesting unloading, and there'll be more and more organic demand. So, I would never make a price prediction, but I can just tell you the entire dynamic will now flip.
So the community should be really happy about it that at the end of 2022, in fact, people are asking the question that can you really forecast how many users will be using the platform by 2022?
It's impossible to predict, but I will say
Yeah.
that for example, we're attacking a market that's much larger than the cryptocurrency market. We're attacking a market that's much larger than the crypto gaming market, for example.
Yeah.
We're making it simple for people to onboard who are in the video game market. The video game
Yeah.
market is maybe 500 million people globally.
Absolutely.
And the e-commerce gift card trading market is at least 10 or 20 million people globally. So, when we're attacking these two markets, setting a goal of 50 or 100,000 users is not that ambitious.
Got it. Got it. Understood. That really answers the question. Will the UI be updated to a PC version anytime soon?
For PC,
PC version, yeah.
I mean the UI is available for PC and right already. I guess it doesn't. Yeah, I mean, it looks sort of more fit for mobile right now. So yeah, that will be updated in the next month or so, I think.
Got it. So I'll quickly take on the next question, Josh. GMS token can also be used for payments, but with its massive volatility, do you see the token competing against other payment methods such as BTC, BNB, Ethereum, DOT, and especially USDT? So at the moment, the strongest hand seems to be only staking of the token. So what's your take on that?
No, the token was not designed to be like a regular payment method like USDT. The token is designed as like a platform token, so it's going to receive the fees of the platform, and it will be used, for other apps that will build on us. Like they'll use the token, and for other ecosystems that interact with us, they'll use it. And for traders that want to pay with GMS, but we don't expect there to be like a USDT utility to the token, just because, like you mentioned, it fluctuates. So it's more like I
Yes.
would say it's not quite like Ethereum, but like it has the same kind of concept. But for our kind of P2P ecosystem.
Got it. Are we coming up with more use cases for the GMS token in the future?
Yeah, we'll always come up with more. I think the key ones are for the judging, for the staking for judging, for the dispute resolution, to lower your fees on the platform, and then as a recipient of trading fees that the platform generates. So those four use cases are the keys right now.
Got it. Josh, a lot of people have been asking questions about our marketing moves in terms of what are you guys doing to kind of making people to get on board. There are really people are looking forward to some YouTube videos to help spread the word about the project. So is there something in pipeline on those lines?
Yeah, absolutely. We've already reached out to a bunch of large YouTube influencers, and we don't want to, waste our resources on YouTubers before the platform is live. Though, what
Right.
we want to do is bring them on at the same time that the platform is live and that our token is live on a centralized exchange. Otherwise, our resources wouldn't be used in the best way.
Got it. That absolutely makes a lot of sense because in crypto space there are so many YouTubers, and it's important to use them at the right time, and they should really be used as a key opinion leader when they talk about a project. It should make sense, and the project should simultaneously be live in terms of the use case as well. People want to know more about the use cases of the native token that GameStar has.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So I'll repeat that. The use cases are the following. Number one, you can use it to reduce your fees for trading. Number two, they'll be used as the fee that you pay to do a dispute resolution. However, if you win the dispute, you get back all of the fee. Number three, I'm sorry, you get back the fee and you get some of the losers GMS, so you make money that way. Number three is the you can use it to pay. You can actually use GMS to pay for other gift cards. And number four is that the GMS receives platform fees, so um, it will receive funds that the platform earns in trading fees, and it will be used to repurchase GMS. So those are the four keys, and there will be
Got it.
more. Mhm.
That's very interesting, Josh. Thanks for answering that. I got this question for the second time in a row that what's the criteria to become a judge?
Okay.
We
Yeah.
spoke
So
about
right.
judges
So
earlier. Yeah.
yeah, that's a good question. So right now, it's actually listed in our on our Git book, which is linked to on the website. It's not very visible, so I don't expect everybody would see that. But basically, it's since we're doing completely decentralized judging, there will be no application. It will simply be a 500,000 GMS staking. That's subject to change. Also, if we at least in the initial stages, if we notice that judges are colluding with one another, then we'll try to prevent that in some way. We haven't really decided exactly, but right now there's no application. It's just a staking GMS, and that's it.
Got it. That makes a lot of sense. So I'll just quickly come up to the next question. How much of the total supply do you expect to burn or buy back? Will there be a limit or will the burn continue as more traders happen on the platform?
That's a good question. Yeah, so we have a lot outstanding right now, and it's probably too much. So we'll probably eliminate a large amount of our tokens. And as far as the actual burn of the circulating supply, like we hope to burn as much as possible through the fee buybacks. So it's hard to say. I think after the vesting, everything, the circulating supply will be something like 22% after all the allocations. And we'll try to buy back and burn as much as that as possible. The buyback and burn at the beginning will be a large amount of tokens because the fee is going to be so much higher than the amount of tokens. So yes, that equation should change pretty quickly.
Great. That makes a lot of sense. Josh, what is the next step after the V1 launching for us in GameStar?
The V1 launching, then we'll be waiting for feedback. We'll be promoting the use case, and we'll be implementing the V2 features as soon as possible. We already have that all scheduled. So those are the things that we'll do.
Great. Another question for you is, are you considering implementing a use case where people holding GMS make a percentage of all fees from all trades or something like that?
From all, excuse me?
Gentle Rick wants to know that, are you considering implementing a use case where people holding GMS make a percentage of all the fees from the trades that they are doing? So is there an incentive for the people holding GMS?
A percent. I mean, actually, I mean, technically, if they get their fees reduced, then that's exactly what's happening. They're getting a percentage of the fee that they themselves do. And the buyback mean that they'll get by de facto, they'll get their fees reduced. I mean, I'm sorry, the price reduced of the tokens. So, yeah, so hopefully, I mean, they'll get the direct benefit.
Got it. Makes sense. There are a couple of other questions that I would really like to ask you. What are your thoughts on switching buybacks with incentivizing token holders with a portion of trade fee profits made in the platform?
Yeah, I mean, that's something that we can definitely consider. The question is, the formula that would be fair. But yeah, we will definitely look at that.
Awesome. So there is a possibility of incentivizing the token holders with a portion of trade fee profits made in the platform.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's the buyback is like the way that we're trying to do it, but we could consider it a different way too.
Got it. So would there be any other major listing this quarter one aside the one that is coming up on 10th?
Right now, we don't have anything scheduled. I think there's a good possibility it'll be on like a minor exchange, but a major exchange haven't decided yet. Yeah.
Got it. Another very big question, Josh. It's an exciting one. Do you see GMS trading on Binance in the near future? I think I've asked you before. Is it something that you ideally want to see? And can you share what is the strongest utility of the GameStar token?
Anyway, the answer is yes, I do want it on Binance. And the answer again is I know lots of people there because I've done a deal with them, a software integration with them. So that's the good news. What was the second part of the question?
So is it basically, can you share what is the strongest utility of the GameStar token?
Well, I mean, it just depends. I honestly don't know which of those four features I mentioned would be the strongest. I assume that the buybacks will be the strongest in the sense that will generate the most revenue for the platform and for the token itself. But all of those should be good use cases. Another thing, we're thinking of a lot of new features as well that could be use cases for enterprises. But we'll kind of roll those out over time within the next month or two.
Got it. Great. Thanks for answering that, Josh. So I think the community has pretty much, I've covered all the questions that people had about the native product. Is there anything else that you would like to share from your end in terms of the current ongoings or any upcoming announcements or anything exciting that you would like the community to know about from your end?
No, I think that's the main thing. I think the V2 is really going to be revolutionary, and really excited to see that. And I think everybody will be happy about that as well.
Absolutely, the community seems thrilled. People have been asking questions, and we have. Okay, another question: did you consider a tiered trading system for traders?
What kind? I'm sorry.
tier
Oh,
trading
VR?
system.
Oh,
Did
tier,
we
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That will be announced fairly shortly. Yeah, that's simple.
Okay. So Tobias, that's coming up for you very soon, as per Josh. Great.
Yeah.
So I mean, I really hope that our star gamers got all the right answers that they're looking for, and our community moderators are always trying to really help answering all the questions possible there on the community. So, guys, please continue putting across your questions, and Josh is also available there to kind of answer the questions, the follow-up questions after the session or whenever we are available all the time. Another question is, okay, let's take a couple more of them before we end the session, Josh. Is that okay with you?
Sure.
So when will be V2, Q2, or Q3? People really want to know, like, okay, V2, Q2, or Q3 coming up. Do you have any predictions in your mind on those lines?
The listing you're saying? What's one more time?
The quarter two and quarter three. When will be? People are asking when will the V2, Q2, or Q3 be happening?
Oh, no. V2 is Q1 expected. Yeah.
Okay, okay, great. Community is actually giving some positive feedbacks that the like it's rising really fast, and why can't we plan for a tier one exchange listing? People are asking that.
Oh, we can plan, but it's a question of I think the cost and also the liquidity. Those are the two things. So we're definitely planning already.
Great. So I think that's pretty much it in terms of questions from the communities. And again, I would like to repeat it that we are always available on our Telegram group for everyone who has joined this session. We can take care. We'd be more than happy to take the follow-up questions on the community. And Josh is always available there as well. As and when he can, he'll be answering all your questions. And we are very glad to have this session today with you guys, and all the questions were amazing, and each and every question made sense, and I hope we were able to answer the questions right. So yeah, thank you so much everyone. Please do put your questions across Telegram and Discord group as well. Our moderators and we will be very happy to answer the questions. Basically, Josh, do you want to tell anything about the team? How big is the team and where is it situated? Because that's a very common question that comes for the crypto projects, the upcoming crypto projects. People really want to know more about the team. So yeah.
Yeah, there's about 12 software developers. There's about I'd say about 10 admin and marketing, and mostly in North America, but also in India and China and in Africa. So it's really global.
It's really global. Yeah, that's really amazing. We've covered almost all the regions here, all the major regions, all the major markets. Our team is pretty much present everywhere, guys, for everyone to know. So the team is pretty seasoned. And as you can see, Josh has been really transparent throughout the session with the community. And that's a good move as a CEO. He's being really honest about each and every step as to what we are doing, what we are planning, the marketing efforts, the upcoming initiatives, pretty much everything. So really hope the momentum stays the same. And I think it's time that we end this session. So Josh, any end words for the community? You want to address something before we end the session? Or we are good to go?
Thanks for participating, and look forward to continued updates.
Great. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining today. The session has been quite fruitful, and we could take as many questions as we were able to throughout the session. And we'll keep having these sessions pretty often in the upcoming weeks and months. Because I'm sure community wants to know each and every development that's happening on our end, right? So Josh will be there in these sessions more often than not. Yeah. So thank you so much, guys, again for joining.